Did you know that axolotls are the real-life superheroes of the animal kingdom? They can regenerate their body parts just like how a comic book hero would. Welcome to the amazing world of axolotls, a creature that's as unique as its name. These fascinating beings are not your typical everyday animals. They are salamanders, but unlike their land-dwelling cousins, they spend their entire lives underwater. What makes axolotls so special, you ask? Well, they've got a few tricks up their sleeves. They can regrow their limbs, heart, spine, and even their brain. Yes, you heard that right. They're like the wizards of the animal kingdom, casting spells of regeneration whenever they need. And that's not all. These little guys are also known for their wide grins, making them one of the cutest creatures you'll ever lay your eyes on. So, are you ready to dive into the world of axolotls? Let's get started. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is an axolotl? Is it a fish? Is it a lizard? Let's find out. The axolotl, pronounced as axolotl, is a fascinating creature that's neither a fish nor a lizard but a type of salamander. Now what sets this salamander apart from the rest? Well, it's a neotenic salamander, which means it retains its juvenile features throughout its life. So it's kind of like the Peter Pan of the animal kingdom, never growing up. This forever young creature has a wide head, lidless eyes, and a broad toothy smile that makes it look perpetually happy. And let's not forget the most striking feature, its feathery gills. These external gills, looking like some sort of alien antennae, branch out from both sides of its head, allowing our friend to breathe underwater. Axolotls can come in a variety of colors, from wild types that are dark with golden specks, to the leucistic ones that are pale, almost pink with red gills and black eyes. They even have a squishy, slimy body, which is a bit gross but also kind of cool, right? As for size, axolotls are typically about 9 to 12 inches long, but there are records of these creatures growing up to a whopping 18 inches. That's longer than your average ruler. In terms of classification, axolotls fall under the class Amphibia, the order Eurodela, and the family Ambystomatidae. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? In simpler terms, they're amphibians, like frogs and toads, but they're also salamanders, a subgroup of amphibians that have long bodies, smooth skin, and usually live near water. The axolotl is a remarkable creature. Its ability to stay in its aquatic larval form throughout its life, its regenerative powers, and its cheerful appearance all make it a truly unique member of the animal kingdom. So the axolotl is not a fish or a lizard but a salamander. Quite a surprise, isn't it? Now that we know what an axolotl is, let's find out where these fascinating creatures live. Axolotls are native to Xochimilco, a system of lakes and canals near Mexico City. They have a particular fondness for water, so they spend their entire lives underwater. The axolotl's habitat is a unique world of its own. The water temperature is typically cool, around 10 to 20 degrees Celsius, and the water is usually murky with a lot of vegetation. This environment is perfect for axolotls, as it allows them to hide from predators and hunt for their favorite food, small insects, worms, and even small fish. However, their habitat is under threat due to urbanization and water pollution. The once vast waters of Xochimilco are now reduced to a few canals, putting the axolotl population at risk. It's amazing how axolotls have adapted to live in such unique conditions, isn't it? Now let's talk about what axolotls eat and how long they can live. Any guesses? Well, if you're thinking they chow down on pizza and burgers, you might want to rethink your answer. Axolotls are carnivorous, meaning they're meat eaters. In the wild, their menu includes a variety of small prey such as insects, tiny fish, and even small crustaceans. Yum, right? Well, at least for the axolotls it is. In captivity, their diet can be a bit more controlled. They are often fed special pellets made for carnivorous amphibians, as well as live or frozen foods like brine shrimp, bloodworms, and even small pieces of earthworms. So if you've been thinking about inviting an axolotl to your next barbecue, you might want to reconsider or at least have some earthworm burgers ready. Now let's dive into how long these fascinating creatures can live. If you guessed a few years, you'd be selling these little guys short. With proper care, an axolotl can live up to 15 years. That's right, 15 years. That's longer than some dogs, cats, and even parrots. They're like the grandparents of the amphibian world. But their longevity isn't just luck. It's greatly influenced by their environment and diet. Just like us, they need a balanced diet and a clean, stress-free environment to live a long and healthy life. In the wild, their lifespan can be significantly less due to predators and habitat destruction. But in captivity, where they are safe from these threats, they can live to be quite old. So axolotls can live up to 15 years and have quite a varied diet. Interesting, right? It's not every day you come across an amphibian that enjoys a 15-year lifespan and feasts on everything from insects to earthworms. But then again, axolotls are not your everyday amphibian. They're weird, wonderful, and absolutely worth learning about. Now let's talk about the axolotl's superpower, regeneration. Can you imagine being able to grow back a lost limb? Okay, picture this. You're out playing and boom, you accidentally trip and oh no, you've lost a limb. Ouch, right? But then, instead of freaking out, you just kick back, relax, and wait for it to grow right back. Sounds like a comic book story, doesn't it? Well, for our little friend, the axolotl, this is just another regular Tuesday. Axolotls are extraordinary creatures with a remarkable ability to regenerate parts of their bodies. And we're not just talking about regrowing a tiny tail or a small fin. Nope, these guys can regenerate entire limbs, their heart, spinal cord, and even a good portion of their brain. Talk about a full-body makeover. So how does this work? Well, when an axolotl loses a body part, the cells around the injured area transform into a special type of cell called a blastema. These blastema cells act like the body's own personal construction team, working tirelessly to rebuild the lost body part, cell by cell, until it's good as new. And the best part? There's no scarring left behind. Now you might be wondering, why can't all animals do this? Well, that's because most animals' cells aren't as adaptable as the axolotls. Once their cells decide what they want to be when they grow up, they stick to it. But axolotl cells, they're the rebels of the cell world. They can change their job whenever needed, making them perfect for regeneration. But remember, just because axolotls can regenerate doesn't mean they're invincible. They still face plenty of challenges in the wild. And while they might not need a superhero cape, they could certainly use our help to protect their habitats and ensure their survival. So, axolotls are indeed the superheroes of the animal kingdom with their regeneration powers. Now here's a sad fact. Our superhero axolotl is endangered. But why is this? And what can we do to help? The axolotl faces threats from many fronts. Overfishing and pollution are two major culprits. These water-dwelling creatures are often caught for food, and unfortunately their unique habitats in the wild are shrinking due to pollution. But there's hope. Conservationists are making headway in protecting these fascinating creatures. They are working tirelessly to clean up their habitats and create safe spaces for them to thrive. Some even breed axolotls in captivity, ensuring their survival for future generations. You know, we can all chip in too. By caring for the environment, reducing waste, and supporting conservation efforts, we can make a difference. It's not just about the axolotl, but all creatures big and small. So let's do our part, folks. Remember, every creature plays a crucial role in our ecosystem, and we can all do our part to help. Now that we've learned so much about axolotls, it's time for a quick quiz. Are you ready? Okay, let's dive right in. Question 1. What makes the axolotl so unique in the animal kingdom? Is it A, their ability to regenerate lost body parts, B, their love for pizza, or C, their ability to fly? If you said A, their ability to regenerate lost body parts, you're absolutely correct. Axolotls are indeed special because they can regrow lost limbs and even parts of their hearts. Question 2. Where do axolotls call home? Is it A, the Sahara Desert, B, the Amazon rainforest, or C, the Xochimilco canals in Mexico? If you chose C, the Xochimilco canals in Mexico, you're spot on. And finally, question 3. Are axolotls endangered? If you answered yes, you're right again. They are critically endangered in the wild, primarily due to habitat loss. Great job on the quiz. Remember, the more we learn about these fascinating creatures, the more we can do to help them. Thanks for watching.